The following contest is for the AWC Next Generation Championship. Introducing first.
AWC with a title match here tonight.
Show and tell, you can take the cell, really what you get, then you gotta step, I just get away, living like a citizen.
Hailing from St. Paul, Minnesota, weighing in at 230 pounds, Sledge Gibson.
Sledge Gibson. Looking to get the win here over the Next Gen Champion and the God of War, AK.
And his opponent.
I am a soldier. I stand ready to deploy and engage.
He comes to us tonight from Queens, New York, and weighs in at 205 pounds. He is your AWC Next Generation Champion, the God of War, AK!
Sledge Gibson here challenging the God of War, AK, for the AWC Next Gen Championship. We're getting this thing underway here. Nice lockout here. Now Sledge Gibson is the bigger of the two. AK getting the edge early on though with a side headlock, but Sledge Gibson just tossing him off. Nice combination there by AK. Sledge looking for that clothesline, but AK ducks a kick to the midsection there. And again, Sledge Gibson just tossing him off. AK with a nice pinning combination there. Covers him, just a 2 count though. Sledge Gibson back to his feet.
Gets back to his feet. Counters it, and AK just hit the wall. Now it looks like both men are outside. Throws him back in.
Both men back into the ring here. Sledge Gibson looking for that clothesline, but again, AK ducks. AK picking him up for that back suplex, takes him down to the mat.
AK, the God of War.
Big drop kick there.
Big drop kick that takes Sledge outside to the ring.
And Sledge rolling to the outside there.
But AK is the one that John Washington has been gunning after. He's been the champion.
Sledge Gibson taking a moment on the outside there, collect himself, get his wits about him, get his air back.
Get his bearings straight.
That's right. And Sledge back into the ring here. AK immediately going after him, but Sledge Gibson catches him.
Catches him. Oh. At this point, it seems as if Sledge is just toying with AK at this moment. Which is something you really don't want to do with AK, because he has that...
Well, he's a champion for the reason.
He's a champion for the reason. He has the ability to, like, win out of nowhere. Fire himself up. He starts thinking about retaining that title as he's just eating shoulders into the corner of the...
Sledge Gibson with big shoulder tackles in the corner there. Going to take him out of the corner here with a nice snap there. Takes him over. Sledge Gibson with a boot to the back.
AK gets him at the count of 1. As AK shows his fighting spirit here.
AK back to his feet. Looking for that punching combination again, working over the ribs there, Sledge Gibson. Sledge, though, cuts him off with a big knee. Then the elbow across the spine there.
And at the moment, Sledge is in full control of the matchup right now. Goes for a pin.
Pulls him to the center, pins him.
But he got
just a 2 count, though. Sledge Gibson, though, understand the positioning of the ring there, understand where he's at, knowing where he's at all times.
Crowd trying to get AK back into this match.
AK getting out of the way there, getting out of the way once again. Big kick to the midsection. Big knee there. Not enough to take Sledge Gibson down, though. Huge shotgun drop kick. Big forearm there.
Looks like AK's now in full control, but Sledge picks him up.
Oh, and just takes him down.
Goes for the pin. 2.
And just a 2 count.
Just a 2 count after that, folks. So that was not the main event, Jody. We have
several.
2 more matches after this on the first card, and then we have
1 more on the first card, and then 8 matches on the second part of this Solidarity 4 promotion event.
And at the moment, Sledge Wilson, though, is in full control of AK again. The God of War, the champion. Devastating forearm to the face of AK. Sledge goes for the pin. 2. AK barely gets up. What AK needs to do right now is find that champion spirit.
This is live. Live and in living color, baby. As the Dusty Rhodes. Oh, I was going for a Dusty Rhodes reference, but
you went Dusty. I went 90s situational comedy.
Yeah. Can I get a different broadcast partner? Is there anyone else out there?
I knew that would happen. As Sledge is trying to deprive AK of much needed oxygen with this submission.
Sledge Gibson got a rear naked choke there. Trying to choke out AK. AK is still fighting for his life here. Fighting for that AWC Next Gen Championship.
Referee checking to see if AK is still able to continue. AK is.
AK fighting off Sledge Gibson here. Looking for that double axe handle. Sledge Gibson, though, with a knee to the midsection there. Sledge looking to put him away, it looks like. Takes him up on his shoulders. AK fighting back. Elbows to the head there. Super kick.
Super kick, which
not enough to take Sledge down, though.
Spear Spear by AK.
The big spear there takes the big man down.
So referee does his count. Thank you, Scott, for the compliments. Jody, anybody is allowed to come as long as we don't hit capacity limits. We're
right here at 634 Center Drive, Lincoln, North Carolina.
At the Center Arena. But AK responds back with a devastating punch. And yet another one to Sledge.
AK in control here, but, you know, in my opinion, he's got to be a little bit more aggressive.
And that's just because of the beating that he's taken throughout this match so far.
Absolutely.
But AK's in the middle rope.
AK looking for another one of those big shotgun drop kicks, but Sledge just sidesteps it.
Sidesteps it, and whatever little reserve AK had left in his tank, I think just got used. AK throws him out.
Sledge to the outside lands. There. Big forearm. And Sledge floats over. Big knee to the midsection. Knee to the face. Sledge with a big forearm.
Big forearm.
Sledge Gibson firmly in control here.
That just took AK's head back and to the left as he's going for another.
Big jumping back elbow there. Big time exploder suplex.
Scott Snyder would be proud with that suplex. But AK's fired up now.
And the big diving knee there.
Goes for the pin. 2. AK barely gets up. Looks like it was going for a Claymore kick and then modified it to like just a knee to the face, which you can't blame Sledge Wilson for doing that. A knee to the face is definitely going to hurt anybody, as AK has not moved since that.
Big knees to the kidney there.
Sledge is just trying to like figure out what the game plan is next to get AK down for the count of 3, because thus far he's been doing a lot of damage to AK, but AK's still been able to get up.
Right, AK with that warrior spirit, that champion spirit.
It seems as if Sledge is getting frustrated as AK looks like he's fighting his way out of it. They both collided into the referee as AK was fighting his way out of that. AK throws Sledge into the corner. Blocks the right to the back of Sledge's head. Another drop kick to the back of Sledge.
And AK
hit him with it.
just dumping him on his face there.
He's got the pin, but the referee is still recovering.
Referee slowly getting back into the ring.
AK going for the pin again. But the referee was just knocked silly a minute ago.
Miscommunication there, it looks like.
AK's trying to get the referee back to his senses. But Sledge uses it to his advantage.
And Sledge Gibson.
Wow. And here's John Washington grabbing the belt.
So your favorite person here.
He's laid claim to being the #1 contender for the championship, and it looks like, and he nails Sledge with the belt. And John Washington lays out Sledge with the belt, giving AK a piece of his mind, but now he's grabbing AK, covers Sledge with... Did Sledge get up at the count of 2? After getting... Oh my goodness! Sledge wants this title probably at this moment more than John Washington does.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't think anyone wants anything more than John Washington wants to be champion.
AK admonishing John Washington for hitting Sledge.
It looks like AK catching on here.
AK says he's going to beat John Washington next.
AK wanting a fair fight here. Doesn't want to win that way.
Low blows both men. Referee still trying to compose himself. I think the ref just noticed John Washington's in the ring. Referee finally noticed John Washington as the ref was able to compose himself enough to see that John Washington has been interfering in the match.
This match has been declared a double disqualification. However, still, Next Generation Champion, AK!
AK still retains from the disqualification. Belts cannot change hands on a disqualification.
John Washington.
As John Washington's just... This match needs to happen now, especially after all of this.
Do you like what you see?
Oh.
Do you like what you see? Come on out, big man. You're not going to screw me over anymore.
Hey,
John Washington ruining our title match here tonight.
The next generation champion. But I will tell you this, little man, because I'm the biggest dog in the yard. This is my house, AWC, and that is my championship company's belt right there. And that man over there, AK, is the next generation champion. No, he's not! Yes, he is. Yes, he is. But you know what? Here's the thing. No, you're not. For months, all I've done is hear you whine and complain, talk to yourself like that even makes any sense. And yet, you make it a point to interfere in what would have been a fantastic match. So guess what? Oh, yeah, they do.
I'm the next generation champion,
Hey.
so get used to it.
Hey.
You're not gonna screw me over anymore.
You're right.
You wanna call yourself the Godfather of Violence? I'm the real man that causes violence around here.
Hey, I got more manhood on my left toe than you've got all together. So shut your mouth.
Shut up.
Here's the
AWC owner Zach Zulo.
This title shot so bad, you earned it earlier tonight. You know, I did. So here's the thing.
I'm the next generation.
AK didn't get to defend his title like he should have. Sledge didn't get the chance to win that title like he should have. And guess what?
Don't you do it.
Oh yeah.
Don't you do it.
Oh yeah.
Don't you do it.
Oh yeah. February 27th, back with a vengeance, is the next AWC wrestling event right here at the Center Arena.
No.
And guess what, big boy?
Son, don't do it.
Oh,
Don't you say it, son.
Triple threat, next generation championship, no disqualification. John Washington, Sledge Gibson, and the God of War AK. If you don't like it, learn to deal with it. Because I'm the man.
That was just made a triple threat match. John Washington,
See you boys on the 27th of February.
John Washington, Sledge Wilson, AK, triple threat for the title.
Sledge Gibson.
Sledge Gibson, AK, triple threat for the title. Sorry, I'm really excited about this
Oh,
announcement.
yeah. Yeah, we didn't get the match we wanted here with these two guys, but we're going to get one maybe even better when all three men step into the ring in February at AWC for that championship belt right
And you
there.
gotta ask yourself, did John Washington just accidentally play himself? Give it up for both men, folks. Hard-fought battle that John Washington should have never interfered with.